All right. Good morning, ballers and wordlets. I'm going to do Wordle 240. I'm just going to dive right in today with my good old starting word of irate because I am not creative this morning. I only have the letter I, and it is not in the right position. No R's or T's. Okay, well, let's see. What is a good word with just that? I actually do have a word that's really that I like to do whenever I have an I. It's always good to see if there's the NG combination. And this gets out L and Y, especially since we've used up, some of the vowels. So let's take a look. Ooh. We do have a Y in the second position. And we know that the I is one of the last two letters. And we know that the N is, well, there, but not there. I'm wondering, is there something that starts with NY? NY. NY. I also wonder if it just ends in IN. What word has a Y in the second position? Like, I'm really right there and yet so far away. I think it's going to take me 10 minutes just to come up with a word, but it's going to be a great word. Well, let's look at what we haven't ruled out yet and see if there's something there that obviously leads into Y. The one thing that I think is maybe, oh, yeah, we've ruled out T. So Q, no. Y, W, no. U, no. Dying. D could be a D. What would be a great word? Oh, there's no L. I was gonna say, what if it's nylon? Nylon, but there's no L. Oh, that was so good. And also, nylon doesn't have an I. Okay. I wasn't even close with nylon. Good thing I didn't type it in. As always, the letter M burns me. I don't see an MY. Oh, it could be an MY. There are words that start with MY. BY. V could be V. The hard part is because I'm playing on hard mode, I now have to use that Y. I have to use that Y. I can't just come up with something else that does that. But what word has a Y there, and then ends in IN? Well, let's look at that, because the N could be there. Wow. It's like so much useful information. And I have a feeling that there's maybe only one word that fits here. I just have to find it. And this is like a rare opportunity where X could fit in there. X, like xylophone, but certainly not enough letters there. I don't think there's a version of xylophone that's only 5 letters long. Wow. This might be one of those where I'm go and fast forward because it's going to take me some time just to figure out a word that fits. Okay. And right now, it could let me do the word vying, VING. The problem with that is all it will tell me is that there is or is that there is or isn't a V. We know that it's not vying because there's no G. Also, we know that I and N is not in the right spot. It would allow me to put it in, I just don't think we would get any useful information from it. It's so close to being a word, but it's not a word. Well, this would be a really great time to do this, but it won't let me do it because there's no I. Guess must contain the letter I. That's the joy of hard mode. So that way you can put a little asterisk and say, I'm so good at this game. But maybe that means that you end up staring at the screen for half an hour just trying to come up with a word, any word that fits. Because y'all are watching me, I can't even cheat. So what? How would you cheat at this anyway? Well, there's a couple ways. Couple ways of cheating. One is that you can go online and just Google the answer. That's like the worst kind of cheating, because it's like, well, why did you even play it at that point? Then the other thing, I know there's like specifically Wordle word finders that like you can pull up that'll say like, what letters do you have? What do you know? And all of that. And then it'll give you lists of possibilities. And then the other way of cheating is to pull up a Scrabble word finder, which isn't specifically for Wordle, but you can kind of punch in some letters of things that you know and see what it comes up with. And using, of course, the wild cards for the letter, So you punch in letters and punch in some question marks. If you don't have enough letters, then you can kind of make up something that you think should be there. Like if I was to say, oh, I'm pretty sure there's an O in there, you could say YOIN question mark and see if it comes up with anything. Usually you have to do that when you only know like one or two letters, because that you can only have two wild cards. With three letters, it will let you do two wild cards and come up with it. I am really embarrassed that I cannot come up with a word. So maybe, do we look at it? Would there be worth in seeing how that works? Maybe. I'm doing a look and I'm going to see. Okay. Now let me change the screen that I'm looking at so you can all see this. So this is Scrabble Word Finder, Finder.org. So all I know are these letters, Y, I, and I know that the Y is in the second position, but it doesn't matter. I just want a list of words. So I'm going to punch that, and it's going to tell me words that have those. Okay, so what could we like rule out right away? We know that it's not this because the I and the N are in the wrong position. Same with dying. We know it's not hinky. It has to have the Y in the second position. We know it's not tying because there are no T's. I mean, we know for lots of reasons. We know it's not vying because the I and the N are in the wrong position. We know it's not eyeing because no E, no G, and the I and N in the wrong position. There's no L. The I is in the wrong position for tie. I don't even know what that word is. That's got the letters in the wrong position. There's probably only one correct one. There. Wow. That's what I'm feeling like right now, because that's probably the only correct answer is the word cynic, because we have not looked at the letter C, and I couldn't come up with something that used the letter C. It could be, in theory, it could be lysin, Lysin. Usually it's a more common word than that. So I'm going to say cynic is much more like, it can't be lysin because we know there's no L and no S. I don't know this one. It could be that. Gynie. You'd think that that's genie, but genie's not spelled that way, as far as I know. So there's only two possibilities. Oh, no, we know it's not that because there's no G. So if I look at this list of 5-letter words with the letters Y, I, and N, with the Y definitely in the second position, the I and N not third and fourth position, and then eliminating letters that we've ruled out like E and G and L and S. No, we haven't ruled out S, but R and T. Then I believe the only correct response is cynic. So let me, I did all that without actually showing you the list I was looking at. Oops. So I went through this whole list and I ended up that the one word that fits the criteria that we have is the word cynic. So at this point, we know it's cynic. It feels dirty to even try to claim that as a victory. But did we learn something? I think we learned something. So we learned that Steven's going to have to edit this video because the 20 minutes of staring at the screen and getting nowhere is not very entertaining. So let's do this. S or C, Y. Okay, so far so good. N, that's okay. I, that can be there. And C, once again, a good letter. So is it the word cynic? We already know it's the word cynic. It literally, wait. I didn't show you. Okay. So, C, yep, Y, yep, N, okay, I, C. This literally that's the only thing that will fit. So we know it has to be the word cynic, which is what I am now after this Wordle puzzle number 240. Okay, well, I hope your Monday is going better than mine, and you don't have to pull out your little cheats. You know what? If you do have to pull out your little cheats, it's okay. You're being resourceful. Okay, all right. Have a great day. I realize it's Tuesday for you, but for me, it's Monday, and this is how the week begins. All right,